Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of The F Word. I'm Becca Lori Hector, your BS detector, and I'm here again on this happy Friday to give you the next in our F words. Okay, so last week was a bit of an F word, fail, cheat, I don't know, what should I call it? Sure, we talked about feline, which is actually really important to me. Cats are something that's really close to my heart. And have been for a really long time, and I couldn't resist the urge to share with you guys the sweet little kittens, and I'll be doing some updates with them kind of when I'm gonna sneak them into my No BS show, and I'll try and give you guys some views of them as they grow up. Eyes are opening. It's very exciting, and they're all really cute. That you might hear them little muse in the background maybe today, but I hope it gave you guys some cause to think about the animals in your life and what maybe are some parts of your life that you haven't been paying attention to because you've been busy with something else. So that's kind of what I was hoping you guys would get from the word feline, besides sharing one of the things I love so much with you guys. So here we are a week later, and I would love to hear if you guys had anything that kind of came out of your week with the word feline or with companion animals, and if you have any input. I loved that you guys loved seeing the kittens, and that was super fun. But it's a week later, so it is time for a new F word. Okay, so this week's word is one that is pretty close to my heart. It's a word that I've struggled with for a long time in my life, and I didn't even realize kind of how much I was struggling with it until I started to do these kinds of practices, these mindful practices, where I started to really study the words in my life and how I used them and how they were used around me, and kind of realizing that there are some words that have more baggage with them than others for me. And this is one of them. So this week's F word is friend. Ooh, it's a loaded one for me. I don't know about you guys, but it's a word that I think people use freely, and I don't think they mean it all the time. So let's take a look at the definition and find out how we got ourselves in this place with the word friend. All right, definition on good old Think Positive phone. A friend is, by definition, a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. Okay, great. So here are some synonyms of the word friend. Companion, best friend, close friend, intimate, confidant, familiar, soulmate, alter ego, playmate, classmate, comrade, ally. Interesting. Okay, so that's the main definition of friend. They've snuck in a little informal, I guess it's a little nod to Facebook maybe. They say it's to add someone to a list of contacts associated with a social networking site. So yes, I guess that's how we use the word friend also these days, but maybe that's the root of this problem that I have. So for me, as someone who is autistic and didn't know it their whole life, I have struggled with the word friend. I was always told how important it is that I have friends. And I was always told it's good for me to have friends. And I was often, even as a smaller child, I think I was told who my friends should be and why. So I think it started to get really twisted for me around there, because I think my filter for what a friend is, my understanding of what a friend is, doesn't match the definition, I don't think. So I think a lot of people tack the word friend onto anybody that they know, right? The idea that someone can be your friend simply by knowing you, right? Or that the amount of those friends that you collect somehow equates itself with your value as a person. And I'm going to say that's not true. In fact, I think that most of the time the people that I called friends and the people that I were told were friends were in fact not friends at all. A lot of people pretend to be your friend because they want something from you, or perhaps I don't know, they get something out of the relationship with you, and that's fine. We all have those, but I think we use the word friend for those people when that's not necessarily the role that they play in our life. And we don't, you can't necessarily call someone a colleague if you're not working with them. And, it's sort of a confused, it's a word, I feel like the word love, that we throw it around so flippantly that the purpose of a friend or a friendship has become less important. It's taken away its value. It's the meaning of a friendship. So I've stopped using that word friend in a lot of ways, because I used to feel like saying it to someone I really have a mutual affection with or an allyship with, it was sort of an insult, because all of the people I had been friends with up until then had kind of not really been, it hadn't really been a friendship, right? It was either one-sided, or it was unbalanced in some way, or when things got complicated or uncomfortable, those people would just disappear. So is that really a friend? And I started to really question it. Mostly after my diagnosis, when I began to question everything, because I realized that I'd been ignoring my own truths for such a long time. And I think that I've now kind of come to terms with the word friend a little bit more. I don't use it as loosely as I used to. Ooh, I hear kittens. Can you hear them? They're so cute. Okay. And I think I myself was misusing it. So what I've done is I've sort of taken back the word friend, and I use it very, very sparingly and carefully about certain particular people and nobody else. And then, then there's, of course, people I know or acquaintances, which I feel like is a little bit more accurate for most of the people in my life. But what I guess I want you guys to do with this word friend as we look at it, I'm going to take this week and relook at the word friend, because I'm sure that there's more work that's to be done on it for me. So I'm sure I'll have insights for you guys next week when I come back. But I want to challenge you guys to look at the word friend. Look where you use it in your life. Look where the people around you use it. Kind of get an idea of, are you using it too frequently? Are you not using it enough? And what does a friend mean in this time in your life, wherever you may be? So, when I was school age, friend could be anybody I was in school with was a friend, right? Anyone who was my age and in my grade and in school with me could have been a friend. And that's how it was used, right, as I was younger. And then as I got older, I think, especially because girls form very cliquey relationships, it began to mean the people that it was acceptable for me to hang out with. And that is what friend became. And then, of course, the older that I got, and I think we all find this, the older that we get, the harder it is to find friends. And the easier it becomes to find romantic partners. And then, I have to say to you, is your romantic partner your friend? Right? And so all of this kind of heavy duty pressure stuff is surrounding this word friend, and yet we use it to say when we've connected with someone on the internet. And I feel like we need to think about it a little bit. So I hope you guys will spend some time with the word friend. Think about who the people are in your life in which your relationships are mutually beneficial, in which you are both willingly participating, and it is a 50-50, or at least most of the time 50-50 friendship, where you're giving as much as you're receiving. And how many of those relationships do you have? And maybe some of the people that you're calling friends shouldn't be called friends anymore. And maybe as we get older, we don't need quite so many friends. Maybe we need fewer, more quality friendships. So please take some time, look at the word friend and friendship, think about where it is in your life, who are the people that you give that really important title to, and are you using it freely like it doesn't mean what it means? Are you throwing it away on people who aren't necessarily your ally? So that's what I have to share with you this week on the F word. I hope when you guys see the little bobblehead of Walter and I kind of scrolling across the screen, you'll go ahead and subscribe, like the video, leave me a comment. I love the comments. I answer all of them. Please let me know what you guys are getting from these videos. And then, of course, on Sundays, I do my Not Safe for Work. Here I am in my raw state, Becca, sharing with you how I'm walking through this journey and how I'm kind of using the same tools I'm sharing with you guys, and how I'm getting through it all. I hope you guys find these videos useful and catch the other ones. And if not, I will see you next Friday for the next F word. I'm Becca Lori Hector, your BS detector, and that's it for me on this Friday. Bye, guys.